Today's video is sponsored by ESR. Now, getting into today's video, we're going to compare two very well-known brands that released earbuds in the exact same week at the exact same price, also kind of sporting the exact same feature. And the two pair that we're going to talk about is the brand new Apple AirPods 4. This is the one with the active noise canceling against the Bose Quiet Comfort Earbuds 2nd Gen. Now, both of these come in retailing at $179. Both of these have active noise canceling, which is a little odd for one of these, and I'll explain why. And so I felt like it would be a good comparison to look at both of these and kind of see where one may be extremely different, what are some of the similarities, talk about is it worth the price, and just kind of go over both of these to see who these may be for. Now, before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and talk about today's sponsor, which is ESR. This is a company that's really known for their accessories. And so with the new AirPods coming out, they have released a new lineup of cases. The first one we're going to check out is the ESR Cyber Flick Lock case. This is the one labeled as having the ultimate drop protection. So if you're somebody that's clumsy and drops your case a lot, this one will keep it much more protected. Both of these cases are using the Halo Lock system. So it's using magnets with inside of the case to keep these closed a little bit tighter than what the AirPods would do on their own. The Flick Lock case, though, is using an actual slide lock. This is how you actually open the lid to the AirPods. So basically, you can open them with one hand. Again, these are MagSafe compatible, so you can just put them up against any MagSafe charger and they'll charge that way. The ESR Orbit case, which is the other one we're going to talk about, this one has a more sleek look to it. It's more clean, it's more minimal, but it still uses that same Halo lock, so it's relying on the magnets to keep the lid closed. This still is MagSafe charging compatible. Now, both of these cases are available in a bunch of different colors. I will have a link to their site in the description so you can check out all of these. And again, I would like to thank ESR for sponsoring today's video. Now, moving over to checking out the design and the look of these. If you've seen a pair of AirPods in the last couple of years, you'll know what the 4th Gen AirPods look like. It looks exactly like the 3rd Gen AirPods. They're very small, they're very compact, the case is tiny, really easy to throw in your pocket and just kind of keep them with you. The case on these is a Qi wireless charging case, so you can drop it on any wireless charger, and you can also charge it with the Apple Watch charger. So that is actually beneficial. Where the Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds, also very small, especially in comparison to the Quiet Comfort earbuds before them. They went with a completely different design this time and went back to like the earbud style instead of the ones with the stem. Case on these is also a Qi wireless charging case. The earbuds use touch controls, where the AirPods are using basically like a squeeze gesture. The difference here is the Bose allow you to control everything, where the AirPods doesn't let you control the volume. I don't know why they still have not added this. This is something I guess is just always going to be absent in AirPods, so that is definitely an advantage for the Bose. The Bose is Bluetooth 5.3 and it supports multi-point connection, so you can connect to more than one device at a time, where the AirPods are using the newer H2 chip. So this is the same chip that's in the AirPod Pros. This allows you to have multi-point connection as long as you're within Apple's ecosystem. So if you have an iPhone and you have a MacBook or an iPad, it's very easy to switch between all of these because it's tied into that Apple ID. But this isn't necessarily the same thing as like multi-point connection if you have a Windows PC or an Android tablet or anything like that. It does not work the same. It kind of keeps you like locked into Apple's ecosystem. Now, as far as apps and different ways that you can use different features, Bose actually has a completely new app for these. There's a lot of things you can do here, which you can obviously keep your earbuds updated. It does give you some EQ options. There is a remote feature for the camera, so you can trigger by touch to actually have your phone take a picture, or you can actually say it and it'll cause the phone to take a picture. There is a low latency mode, which is huge for gaming and movies and TV shows. It does have immersive audio coming soon, although this isn't available as of release, and this is basically like their spatial audio. And then you have the different noise canceling levels you can switch between. Now, when it comes to the AirPods, there's not necessarily a dedicated app. They basically use like the slide down feature. All of your controls are right there. And the AirPods have spatial audio. It actually has it with head tracking. I do like this when it comes to certain things. I don't like this when it comes to music, but that's kind of the case again with all head tracking or spatial audio. It's beneficial in certain ways, but just not really great for everything. You do have the different modes that you can switch it between. It's just basically your ANC off. There is an adapt mode, which means it'll just kind of be able to tell your surroundings and your fit and everything like that and try to get the noise canceling just right that way. There is just turning your noise canceling on altogether. There is a transparency mode, and then there is also a conversation awareness mode. So as soon as you start talking, it'll know to lower the volume down. And then when you stop, it'll just raise the volume back up. And this, again, if you're in a work environment, this becomes pretty convenient just to be able to talk to people and not have to stop things or take the earbuds out or anything like that. So I like this feature, but again, a lot of these features are going to be very limited to just being within Apple's ecosystem. If you're on Android devices, it's just not going to work the same. So let's go ahead and talk about the noise canceling. And I think this is one of the main things that is kind of a glaring issue, but it comes to the design. And this is where these are really two different products in my opinion, although they're technically not. The Bose earbuds use silicone ear tips. In fact, they even use a rubber grip that's kind of about the middle part of the earbuds to just make sure these do not move at all. Where the AirPods don't use ear tips at all. These are more of an open ear design. They're made to kind of just sit in your ears. And where the problem in this is it makes it really hard to cancel out noise, because canceling out noise is very dependent on the fit that you have. Now, I'm not going to say that the noise canceling on the new AirPods don't work at all. You do have to make sure that you're kind of angled where it's sealing your ears a pretty good bit. And then at that point, it does kind of dull out lower tones. It's not going to block out everything. In fact, it's not going to block out even a lot of lower tones. But you can definitely tell like a vacuum feel just kind of immediately sucks some of the sound out around you. And the huge difference here is it's still not even close to being comparable to how much noise canceling the Bose is blocking out. The Quiet Comfort earbuds just block out so much more. It almost blocks out every bit of lower tones. Like engine noises, AC units, things like that. But when it comes to people talking, it blocks out a lot of that as well. And that's where the AirPods it just doesn't do it. The noise canceling is not even comparable at all. And if you actually look at the price of the AirPod Pros when they go on sale, you're really looking at the exact same price. And again, that is a huge, huge difference because the AirPod Pros are so much better than the 4th gen AirPods. But I do understand there are people that can't use ear tips, so I do understand why the regular AirPods exist, but it really still doesn't justify that high price tag. Now, when it comes to using these outdoors, the Bose comes in with an IPX4 rating, which is kind of bare minimum as far as making sure they're protected against rain and sweat and things like that. The AirPods come in at IP54, so it's technically the same water protection, but the AirPods have dust protection as well. And this protection is also the same on the case, where the Bose is just for the earbuds. The AirPods are giving you IP54 on the earbuds and the case. So that's definitely an advantage for the AirPods. Now, as far as what all comes inside the box for both of these, for the Bose, you are getting small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. You're also getting those little ear grips in 3 different sizes to make sure that you have the right one so it'll keep it in your ear. You also get a USB-C cable for charging, where with the AirPods, you don't get anything. You only get the AirPods and you get some booklets, like your manuals. That's it. They don't include a charger. Obviously, these don't use ear tips. It is just a box holding a pair of AirPods. Now, when it comes to the battery life on both of these, the advantage still goes to the Bose. And in fact, the AirPods actually have less battery life this time around than they did on the 3rd gen AirPods. And it has nothing to do with noise canceling, because if you use the AirPods with the noise canceling off, you can get about 5 hours on the earbuds, where the 3rd gen you could get about 6 hours. And with the charging case, you're going to get 30 hours total. Now, there is a fast charge feature, although it's not extremely impressive. A 5-minute charge will get you an hour's worth of use. Where with the Bose, the battery life on these, if you use them with the noise canceling off, you're going to get about 8.5 hours on the earbuds and about 31 hours using the case. So the advantage to battery life goes to the Bose. They also have a fast charging feature, and that is still not impressive because it's a 20-minute charge to get you 2 hours. We have seen much better on a lot of other earbuds. We've seen much better on way less expensive earbuds. So the fast charging is not impressive on either one of these. And I think they do this to kind of retain the battery life a little bit more on both of these. So I get what they're doing. It just doesn't make it impressive when you look at it from a spec sheet. Now, if you are going to use these for taking phone calls, the mics on both the Bose and the Apple AirPods are very impressive. This is something that the AirPods do really well, especially if you're going to use it within Apple's ecosystem. It has different features that kind of isolates everything else and just really hones in on your voice. And the Bose also has technology similar to that, but it's just trying to block out your environment altogether. And then just make sure that you're being able to be heard clearly. And here are samples of both so you can kind of get an idea of what both mics sound like.
So here is a quick mic test outside on a kind of windy day using the Apple AirPods 4. And this is really just to give you an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. And so here is the same mic test using the Bose Quiet Comfort Earbuds 2nd Gen. Again, kind of windy, not really strong at all, but this is still to just give you an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. And again, this is where there is a huge difference. And again, it's because of the design of both of these. Because the Apple AirPods do not have the ear tips, which means they don't even have the chance to compete with the Bose when it comes to the low end. If you don't have a good seal and you don't have something to kind of have them really into your ear canal, you're just not going to get that kind of bass presence that you can get with a pair of earbuds that have ear tips. So when you look at it from a bass standpoint, the bass does have like a slight kick when it comes to the AirPods. You can tell that they're trying to bump it up to kind of give you a little bit of bass impact. But the bass that I'm getting out of the Bose, especially in the setting that I like, which is the noise canceling on and the bass boost on, makes a huge difference. I mean, the way that the Bose is tuned is meant to be a very fun earbud to listen to, and it's not trying to go for that like flat or reference style sound. Again, that's not something that the AirPods can do either, but the difference here is the AirPods do a better job with mids. I feel like dialogue and vocalists can be heard a little bit better in the AirPods. And I don't know if it's because the presence of the bass is maybe taming down the mids a little bit in the Bose. Now, I'm not saying that it's like a huge difference. It's really not. But the strength of open ear style design earbuds is usually the fact that you're going to get better clarity and details out of the mids and the treble. Now, the Bose has a really nice bright treble, and they definitely had to do this to get it to balance out with that low end. But the AirPods have a clean treble. It's not as bright as the Bose, in my opinion, but the mids are better represented in the AirPods. So it's really going to come down to personal preference. Same thing with the soundstage and the sound imaging. By design, the AirPods have a much more open sound. The Bose having the ear tips and having the noise canceling be as effective as it is, and the bass being as present as it is, it's not going to sound as open as the AirPods. Both do a really good job of being able to tell where sounds are coming from. So my overall opinion is this, and I think it's very obvious which one I would choose, but I also think if you're somebody that's in Apple's ecosystem, I think it's almost obvious which one most of those people are going to choose. I think having that ease of use within Apple's ecosystem and the way that things just work fluidly is the reason people are going to pay that price tag, and the reason that people are happy with AirPods. I mean, it just works out of the box. It's just going to work no matter what device you switch to if you have Apple devices, and some people want that. Where the Bose, just when it comes to everything else, when it comes to the noise canceling, when it comes to the sound, when it comes to the battery life, I feel like you're just getting so much more. And the difference here is, yes, AirPods, this is the first one with noise canceling in a regular style of AirPod instead of the AirPod Pros. I look at it as they kind of went up in price, where the Bose Quiet Comfort 2nd Gen earbuds, they went down in price. They used to be, I think, $250, $270 for the regular Quiet Comfort earbuds, and now they're down to $179. And this is strange for Bose. They're not usually trying to be competitive in the market, and you can tell that's what they're trying to do. And Apple is just doing what Apple does, where it says, we can just price our stuff at whatever we want to, and people are going to buy it. Regardless, it's just gonna happen. So yeah, these are two different products, but they're the same price. They both have noise canceling. They both came out the same week, but one is an open ear style design that's better used within a certain ecosystem, where the other one has silicone ear tips. The noise canceling is so much better, and I feel like it's better used universally. I think As far as performance-wise, the Bose is just the much better product here. And that's the one that I would choose personally. But guys, that's my video comparison between the Apple AirPods 4 with active noise canceling versus the Bose Quiet Comfort 2nd Gen earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.